Madam Speaker, I thank the gentleman for yielding and for his extraordinary leadership. Thank you, Chairman Scott, Chairman Neal, and Chairman Pallone. 122,000 Americans have died from COVID-19. Nearly 2.6 million are infected. And in the midst of this deadly and historic global health pandemic, with infection rates continuing to rise all across our country, there has never been a worse time to try to rip away health care from the American people. But just last week, President Trump and my Republican colleagues filed a pleading in the Supreme Court to take away health care from 20 million Americans and to gut protections for 135 million Americans with pre-existing conditions. Now more than ever, Democrats are standing up to fight to protect access to quality, affordable health care. And the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Enhancement Act does just that. It lowers health care costs, it protects patients with pre-existing conditions, it expands Medicaid, and it lowers the cost of prescription drugs. Our colleagues on the other side of the aisle have described these ideas as radical. Only in the Republican caucus is expanding health coverage and driving down costs and covering more people with pre-existing conditions radical. For the rest of the American people, it's a basic human right, access to quality, affordable health care. The Patient Protection and Affordable Health Care Enhancement Act will do just that. My colleagues have been on a relentless campaign to repeal the Affordable Care Act in its entirety and promised they were going to repeal and replace. They've only tried to repeal, there's never been a replacement. And once again, we're stepping into the breach with building on the success of the Affordable Care Act in the midst of a global health pandemic to drive down health care costs, expand coverage, protect people with pre-existing conditions. I urge my colleagues to vote aye, and I thank the gentleman for yielding.